Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's topic ketone bodies metabolism. Ketone bodies includes acetoacetate, beta hydroxybutyrate and acetone. In this topic we're going to be discuss the ketogenesis, how ketone bodies synthesize, how they utilizes in the body ketolysis, physiological significance of ketogenesis, how ketogenesis is regulated, ketosis, their consequences, how the ketosis diagnosis, how the ketosis diagnosed, and how ketoacidosis managed. Acetoacetate, beta hydroxybutyrate, and acetone. Liver mitochondria have a capacity to convert acetyl-CoA which derived from fatty acids oxidation into ketone bodies. Two functional ketone bodies are actually organic acids. Acetoacetate and beta hydroxybutyrate are transported in the blood to the peripheral tissues, so where they can reconvert it to acetyl CoA which can be oxidized by TCA cycle. Ketone bodies are important source of energy for peripheral tissues because they are soluble in aqueous solution and therefore do not need to incorporate it into lipoproteins or not require the plasma proteins like albumin as do the other lipids. They are produced in the liver during periods when the amount of acetyl CoA present exceeds the oxidative capacity of the liver. They are used in proportion to their concentration in the blood by extrahepatic tissues such as skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, and renal cortex. Even the brain can use ketone bodies to help meet its energy needs if the blood level rises sufficiently. Thus, the ketone bodies spare glucose. This is particularly important in prolonged periods of fasting. Now let's see how the ketone body is synthesized by the liver. The process called ketogenesis. During fasting, liver is flooded with fatty acids mobilized from adipocytes. The resulting elevated hepatic acetyl-CoA produced primarily by fatty acid degradation that inhibits pyruvate dehydrogenase that stops TCA cycle and activates pyruvate carboxylase. On the other hand, the oxaloacetate thus produced is used by the liver for gluconeogenesis rather than an TCA cycle. Therefore, acetyl-CoA is channeled into ketone bodies synthesis. Here one thing should noted, fatty acid oxidation decrease the ratio Na of NAD/NADH plus H. This decrease in ratio NADH NAD/NADH ratio causes rise in NADH plus H. Rise in NADH plus H shifts oxaloacetate to malate. This push acetyl-CoA away from gluconeogenesis and favors ketogenesis. Here are the steps of ketogenesis. Formation of acetyl-CoA occurs by reversal of the thiolase reaction of fatty acid oxidation. A 2 molecule of acetyl-CoA condense release coenzyme A. The reaction catalyzed is acetoacetyl-CoA thiolase enzyme Release of coenzyme A to produce acetoacetyl-CoA. Now in this acetoacetyl-CoA, a third molecule of acetyl-CoA is incorporated. Release coenzyme A reaction catalyzed by HMG-CoA synthase enzyme to produce a beta-hydroxy beta-methyl glutyl CoA, we abbreviated HMG-CoA. A mitochondrial HMG-CoA synthase combines the third molecule of acetyl-CoA with acetoacetyl-CoA to produce HMG-CoA. One thing should noted here, HMG-CoA is also the precursor of cholesterol biosynthesis. So these pathways are separated by location according to the condition of the cells. HMG-CoA synthase is the regulatory HMG-CoA synthase is the rate limiting step in the synthesis of ketone bodies and is present only in liver in significant quantities. Now HMG-CoA is cleaved to produce Now HMG-CoA is cleaved to produce acetoacetate and acetyl-CoA. Acetoacetate then further reduced into beta-hydroxybutyrate by utilizing NADH plus H, a reaction catalyzed by the beta-hydroxybutyrate dehydrogenase. On the other hand, acetoacetate spontaneously decarboxylated release carbon dioxide molecule and to produce acetone are volatile biologically non-metabolized compounds that can be released in the breath of a diabetic patient. Now, use of ketone bodies by the peripheral tissues. How the body utilizes ketolysis. Although the liver constantly synthesized low level of ketone bodies, then production becomes much more significant during fasting when ketone bodies are needed to provide energy to the peripheral tissues. As we know, acetoacetate and beta-hydroxybutyrates both synthesized in liver and brought out in bloodstream. In bloodstream, acetoacetate decarboxylated to give acetone. That acetone they may be transported by from blood into blood-brain barrier where the more accumulation of acetone causes dizziness and until and unless it leads to a diabetic coma. Ketolysis 3-hydroxybutyrate when once it enters in extrahepatic tissues, it oxidizes to acetoacetate by the enzyme 3-hydroxybutyrate dehydrogenase that regenerate NADH plus H. Acetoacetate is then provides with a coenzyme A molecule taken from succinyl-CoA by the enzyme succinyl-CoA acetoacetate-CoA transferase thioporase. We may call thioporase enzymes donates coenzyme A from succinyl-CoA and to convert acetoacetate into acetoacetyl-CoA and succinyl-CoA after donating coenzyme A itself it oxidized into succinate via TCA cycle. This reaction is reversible but the product acetoacetyl-CoA is actively removed by its conversion to give to yield a 2 molecule of acetyl-CoA. One thing should noted extrahepatic tissues including brain but excluding cells that lacks mitochondria, for example RBCs, efficiently oxidize acetoacetate and beta-hydroxybutyrate in this manner. Another thing should noted in contrast, the liver actively produces ketone bodies, but due to a lack of thioporase, thioporase is not found in liver. So that is why the liver did not utilize ketone bodies as a fuel. Excessive production of ketone bodies in diabetes mellitus, when the rate of formation of ketone bodies is greater than the rate of their utilization, the level begins to rise in the blood. The condition developed ketonemia and eventually in urine. So the more excessive ketone bodies starts appearing in urine, the condition develops ketonuria. This is seen most often in case of uncontrolled type 1 diabetes mellitus. In diabetic individuals with a severe ketosis, urinary excretion of ketone bodies as high as 5000 milligrams per 24 hours and the blood concentration may be exceeded up to 90 milligrams per deciliter versus less than 3 milligrams per deciliter in normal individuals. A frequent symptoms of diabetic ketoacidosis is a fruity odor in the breath which results from the increased production of acetone. An elevation of ketone bodies concentration in the blood results in acidemia. Now this physiological significance of ketogenesis. Ketogenesis is a mechanism that allows the liver to oxidize increasing quantities of fatty acids within a tightly coupled system of oxidative phosphorylation with increasing its energy expenditure. Acetoacetate and beta-hydroxybutyrate are normal fuels of respiration. Extrahepatic tissues utilize them as a respiratory substrate and are important as a source of energy. Indeed, heart muscles and renal cortex use acetoacetate in preference to glucose. As we know, glucose is the major fuel for the brain and RBCs, but in prolonged starvation and diabetes, up to 75% of the fuel needs of the brain are met by ketone bodies. Ketone bodies can be regarded as a water soluble transportable form of derivatives of acetyl CoA. So, acetoacetate also has a regulatory role in lipids metabolism. Increased level of acetoacetate in blood specify an abundance of acetyl units, leading to a decrease in rate of lipolysis in adipocytes. Now the regulation of ketogenesis. The three crucial steps for ketogenesis regulation. Number 1. Free fatty acids are precursors of ketone bodies in the liver. Free fatty acids arise from lipolysis of tags in adipocytes. Look at this figure. Therefore, the factors regulating mobilization of free fatty acids from adipocytes, adipose tissues are involved in controlling ketone ketogenesis. Tags in adipocytes allow to release fatty acids during lipolysis and therefore the factors regulating mobilization of free fatty acids from adipose tissues and brought out dead fatty acids from adipose tissues in bloodstream. Number 2. Upon uptake by the liver, free fatty acids has two major pathways open to them after they are activated to fatty acyl CoA. Once free fatty acids activated into fatty acyl-CoA, it may be oxidized in mitochondria to yield acetyl-CoA or ketone bodies, or in well-fed state, activated fatty acids may be esterified into tax triacylglycerol and deposited in adipocytes. Which pathway is taken depends upon the entry of fatty acyl-CoA into mitochondria via carnitine shuttle system. Thus, carnitine is the rate controlling step for fatty acid oxidation. Carnitine acyltransferase 1 activity regulates the entry of long chain fatty acyl group into mitochondria prior to beta oxidation. Its activity is low in well-fed, leading to a depression of fatty acid oxidation and stimulation of esterification of tax. Its activity is high in starvation that allows fatty acid oxidation to increase with a decrease in esterification of tax. Number 3. In turns, the fatty acyl in turns the acetyl-CoA which produced by from the beta oxidation in liver has two further fates. Number 1. It may be oxidized in TC cycle to yield to evolve carbon dioxide and further oxidized depends upon the availability of oxaloacetate, or it may enter the pathway of ketogenesis to form ketone bodies. Entry of acetyl-CoA into TC cycle depends upon the availability of oxaloacetate for the formation of citrate. When oxaloacetate concentration is very low, a little acetyl-CoA enters in TC cycle and ketone bodies formation is favored. Concentration of oxaloacetate is lowered if carbohydrates are unavailable or improperly utilized, for example in fasting or in diabetes. Under these conditions, acetyl-CoA is diverted to the formation of acetoacetate. As we know that the lipolysis take place, free fatty acids brought in bloodstream from bloodstream, it enters in livers where they becomes activated. After activation they further have a two fates. Either they enter in mitochondria for further oxidation via from the beta oxidation, either they re-esterified to make up uh, tax and kept stored in adipocytes via from the beta oxidation, it yields acetyl-CoA. That acetyl production of acetyl-CoA, they have two more fates. Either they oxidize by from the TCA cycle, or either they yield ketone bodies by the process ketogenesis. It depends upon the availability of oxaloacetate. When the oxaloacetate concentration is very low, a little amount of acetyl-CoA enters in TC cycle and more amount of acetyl-CoA favors to promote ketone bodies formation. Concentration of oxaloacetate is lowered if carbohydrates are unavailable or improperly utilized during fasting or in diabetes. Under these conditions, acetyl-CoA is diverted to the formation of acetoacetate. Now, ketosis. Normally, the concentration of ketone bodies in blood is very low. That should be less than 0.2 millimoles per liter. But in fasting and in diabetes mellitus, diabetes mellitus, it may reach extremely high level when the rate of formation of ketone bodies by the liver exceeds the capacity of the peripheral tissues to use them. Their level begins to rise in blood. The condition develops ketonemia and eventually excretion of ketone bodies into the urine. Condition develops ketonuria occurs. The overall condition is called ketosis. In addition to beta-hydroxybutyrate and acetoacetone, the blood of diabetics patients also contains acetone. Acetone is a very volatile and its presence in the breath of diabetic patient to which it gives a sweet fruity smell. A in diabetic coma is occasionally mistaken for a drunk because of the odor of acetone in the breath. Consequences of ketosis. Ketosis produces a metabolic acidosis known as ketoacidosis. Ketosis produces a metabolic acidosis known as ketoacidosis. As we know, acetoacetic acid and beta-hydroxybutyric acid are both moderately strong acids and are buffered when present in blood or other tissues. However, their continual their continuous excretion in a large amount causes a loss of bicarbonates that progressively depletes the alkali reserves and causing ketoacidosis. Ketoacidosis is partially compensated by hyperventilation with reduction of partial pressure of carbon dioxide and therefore reduction of carbonic acid. Now how ketosis diagnosed? The presence of ketosis can be established by the detection of ketone bodies in urine by Rothfuss test. Other supporting evidence may be derived from estimation of serum electrolytes, acid-base parameters, as well as glucose estimation. Now how Rothfuss test performed. Saturate 5 ml of urine with a solid ammonium sulfate. In that, add a few drops of sodium nitroprusside followed by the 2 ml of liquid ammonia along with the sides of the test tube. Development of a purple ring indicates the presence of ketone bodies in urine. Strip test based on the same principle now also available. Differential diagnosis of ketosis. Urine of a patient with diabetic ketoacidosis will give. Keep in mind, one thing should note it, the urine of a patient with diabetic ketoacidosis will give a Benedict test positive as well as Rothfuss test positive. But in starvation ketosis, Benedict test is negative but Rothfuss test will be positive. Now let's discuss how the ketoacidosis managed. Number 1. Parenteral administration of insulin and glucose by intravenous route to control diabetes. Number 2. Intravenous bicarbonates to correct the acidosis. As we know that in ketoacidosis, the continuous excretion of both acids, acetoacetate and beta-hydroxybutyrate in the large amounts causes alkali depletion that corrected by giving the intravenous bicarbonate to correct the acidosis. And as we know that excretion of both glucose and ketone bodies in the urine of the diabetic patients results in a dehydration of the bodies. Therefore, an increased number of protons circulating in a decreased volume of plasma causes a severe acidosis called ketoacidosis. So this dehydration should be corrected by giving the water normal saline is given. Correction of water imbalance by normal saline. So the correction of electrolyte imbalance. Insulin, as we know that in diabetic patients, leads to a hyperkalemia, excessive concentration level of potassium available in extracellular. Insulin induces glycogen deposits along with that the extracellular potassium is distributed and starts moving inside the cell. This leads to a dangerous hypokalemia, which should be immediately corrected by giving the ampule of potassium. Extracellular potassium distribution distributed intracellularly causes a severe hypokalemia, so that should be immediately corrected by giving the 10 ml ampule of potassium. Assignment. Write down complete reactions for the synthesis and utilization of ketone bodies. Given an account of regulation of ketogenesis. What do you mean by ketoacidosis? How it managed? That's all about ketone bodies metabolism.